What's going on, my fellow reefers? March here, Fragbox TV, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Ecotech Marine versus Aqua Illumination. What? Okay, first things first, pretty much comparable lights when you're comparing Radion XR15 to the Hydra 32 in terms of power and in terms of price. We're here in Canada. This one runs $500. This one runs $575. A little bit, not a huge difference, a little bit more money. There's really no comparison for the Prime because this is a lot smaller light than the XR15. This is about half the power of this. So if we want to do a fair comparison, it's really got to be the XR15s versus the Hydra 32s, and then the Radion XR30s against the Hydra 64s. I'm going to focus more on these two, the 15 and the 32, because those are really the most popular lights, I would say, today. We don't sell a ton of the 30s or a ton of the 64s, so we're really going to focus on those two. In terms of mounting options, they're both pretty versatile. They both allow you to hang them both from the ceiling. So what we have here running on our display tank is kind of like a hybrid system. So usually you would mount this with two hanging cables. You want to make sure you hit your studs so that you can hang it. And then Ecotech offers the same idea. They both offer these nice, sleek aluminum rails, come in different sizes. And then you attach your lights with these brackets right here that allow you to slide it in and off easily on the rail. So they both have hanging rail systems that are quite similar, and they both offer glass mounts. So when I say hybrid system here, we're using both just because it's a store setting and like for customers to show them the different options. So I show them both the hanging option, and then you can also easily go off the back of your glass here. This is their HMS mount. So Ecotech has a similar idea. They call them an RMS mount, rail mounting system. Here we're using dual rail mount, so you can go off the side of your tank like this, or if you prefer, you can go off the back. I think that's a lot more common, and they just kind of come up and over the back. So both really, really easy to mount. You can go off the ceiling, you can go off the glass, or you can get crazy with us and do a hybrid sort of system. I don't recommend doing that. That's only because it's a peninsula, and I really didn't want to see anything here. Like, I don't think it would look good to have an arm here, and I really want to show off both the options. But in terms of hanging, in terms of mounting, both easy and price kind of comparable. So a mounting system for the XR15 in Canada runs $135, and the HMS mount for your Hydra 32 will run $120. So $15 difference. If we're looking at the Primes, $40 and $50 with lots of different mounting options. They have flexible mounts and goosenecks. That's actually kind of a nice feature. You can mount your Hydra 32s with this right here, which is a flexible mount. We don't sell a ton of these, but if you wanted to mount it off the glass, super, super easy to do. And then the Primes have lots of different options, 12-inch, 18-inch, flexible goosenecks, but both very similar, I would say, in terms of mounting and getting the lights installed over your tank. So we do use here in the store the Ecotech Radion. We're using the Gen 4s. Not the Gen 5s, the newest ones that have come out. I am using Gen 5s over here on this aquarium. This is our WYSIWYG tank that we have online, and also our Red Sea Reefer 250. And a lot of people ask me, what's a better light? You know, when you're going to buy lights for your reef tank, it's probably one of the biggest purchases, biggest investments after the aquarium itself. It can be quite expensive, but when you get a better light, like I always say, you get better results out of the corals. And for me, it really comes down to these two brands. I'm always talking about these two. Kessel to a little bit of a lesser extent. Neptune Sky, I don't have experience with it yet. These are the two big players in the game right now. It's Ecotech Marine with their Radion and Aqua Illumination with their Prime and Hydra series. I lean more towards Hydra. And the reason why I just picked up the camera is because the Mobius app is giving me quite a bit of headache. I love the lights. They're great. I'm running them on the entire store. It's just when people ask me, you know, you're going to drop $500 or $1,000 on a light. They're both really good. What a lot of people don't know is they're actually the same company with two different brands. The technology is good. The power is there. The app, for me, is the big selling feature on the Hydras. I'm just trying to use right now the Mobius app. I don't find it as user-friendly. I'm having trouble connecting. I have tanks that no longer exist anymore. It's a little bit, it's buggy, and I'm not, or what is this? Ah, sorry, we cannot connect to this tank. Try again. It's just giving me a pain. It won't listen to the time. I'm trying to set to -5, which is Eastern Standard Time here in Toronto. Look, right now I'm unable to do this. It wants an update, but it's not working. It's buggy. It's not perfect. I really like the company. I really like the lights. This is where, for me, the Hydras have an advantage. This is where the Hydras, where AI outcompetes the Radions. I'm using 2 of the Hydra 32s here over our mixed reef, and also using a pair of the primes. It's later at night right now, so the lights are off, but we're running one of the AI Prime 16 HDs on this tank, and we are running a same thing, sorry. This one is in white and this one is in black, Prime 16 HD. Super easy to connect, powerful, comes with all the features. The features are about the same, Ecotech or Radion. You're gonna get sunset, you're gonna get sunrise, they're gonna be dimmable, full spectrum. There's a little bit confusion I find sometimes, like people don't know, do I get the Radion the blue or the Pro? 9 out of 10 hobbyists go with the blue. That's what you want. That's what is going to be the best for your tank. The Pro is if you're going to be keeping SPS, hard corals, you need a little bit stronger on the white spectrum. I'm not 100% sure why they did this Pro and blue sort of confusion. I can tell you I'll sell 10 of these before I sell one of these. That's 10 of the blues before I sell one of the Pros. We go through a ton of the lights. We do sell a lot of them. Warranty on both, very good. Reliability, very good. I would say Radion's more reliable, actually. So maybe they have a leg up there. I have less problems with the Ecotech with the Radions than I do with these in terms of the actual hardware. So I have replaced a few of these under warranty. And on the primes, if anything's going to go on these, it's the fan. The fan is not the best fan, but it's super easy to change out and it's really inexpensive. It is covered under a 1-year warranty, but if you do have to change it, it's just a couple screws and then it's like a little computer fan. I think they cost 20 bucks to replace. I think, you know what, if you probably kept it clean, not like us. So do the opposite of what we do. You can see here, it's getting covered with dust because it's sucking in air in order to keep the LEDs cool, rather. So if you keep it clean, maybe you won't have that problem. I'm still going to give the leg up, though, to AI. If you're looking for... actually, I'm a little bit torn. Let's say someone put a gun to my head. What do I buy? Radion or Hydra? I'm going to say Hydra. I'm going to go with AI just because of the app, just because of the annoyance that I'm going through now. If I can get them to update, maybe that's going to fix whatever issue I'm having here. I just find that the AIs connect like that, and maybe I'm being a whiny, privileged... reefer here, and you know, in this day and age we've become so accustomed to the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and everything is smart and connected, and yeah, maybe I'm just complaining, but these ones are really easy to use and the proof's in the pudding. The corals look great. This is the first time I've ever used LEDs to light a display tank, a large display here in the store. So up until now, anytime I was setting up a display, I always did this. I went to T5. I'm old school. I've been doing this a long time. T5, tried, tested, and true. These always work. Your corals always grow, and they always look fan-freaking-tastic. It does have a lot of downsides, though. You have to change the bulbs, which gets quite expensive. There's 8 of them, times 30 bucks a bulb, and I change mine every 6 months. I think most hobbyists change them every year. They're bulky. They're big. They're not really attractive in any way. You have to hang them from the ceiling. There's really no mounting options to go off of the glass because of the weight. It's too much stress. So you got to make sure you're hitting the studs. And look at my handiwork over here. Yeah, it looks kind of like a little face that I drew. That's me getting upset looking for those studs. What else? They take a lot of electricity, so a lot of power, and they put out a ton of heat. So if you could feel right here, this exhaust that's coming out, it's got fans on top, and then it blows the air out this way. It's hot. I mean, like, if you have this in a small room, you're gonna feel the heat. It's gonna heat up your room. It's a dated technology. We don't sell a lot of T5s. It's still an awesome, awesome light. When it comes to growing coral, still love T5. I'm still always gonna use it. As long as they're making bulbs, I'm gonna use it. But this was my first experience lighting a display tank with LEDs, and I'm blown away with the Hydras. I've used LEDs to light coral frags. It's different though, to light frags, and you know, you have the blues kind of turned up a bit. You know, I've had lots of experience with the Radions. I've been using them since Gen 1, but I'm really, really impressed with the Hydras. You guys always hear me talk about them, and I love to sell them because I really stand behind them. I really believe it. I'm using it here in the store, not for nothing. Like, they are running on our show tank. But I think that's about it. We're gonna wrap this one up. That is my input on Ecotech Marine versus Aqua Illumination. And maybe it's a little bit redundant because they are owned by the same parent company, I believe. They bought them, or they merged 5-6 years ago, something like that. They're together, different brands. I'm going to say go with the Hydras or go with the Primes. If you guys got any questions, if you want to know how we program these, I'll link it in the description. We do have a video how to program your 32 HDs. If you like our spectrum here, maybe we should call it something like the Fragbox spectrum. And I also have a video programming the AI Prime on this one. This one is just super, super blue. The lights are out right now. But if you like the way TS Fluval Evo 13.5 gallon looks, I will also put in the description the programming for this. We're going to wrap it up. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow if you like this sort of content, because we do a video like this every single day of the week. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Fragbox TV.